Right, hello, hello. Melissa May Dillon here, live on my personal page on Facebook, and then we upload it to the YouTube channel. If you are watching on the YouTube, please make sure to subscribe. And whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook, please drop a comment below if you have any questions or if there's any topics you want to talk about. I would love to hear what you're thinking and what you're feeling as you watch my stuff. So we are in December to Remember, which is all about a public display of manifesting $1 million in front of this wide audience that is watching my Facebook Lives. I haven't even really posted about it other than to go live. So you really only know what's happening if you're watching the live videos and getting all the cool juicy tidbits of what's happening. And I have manifested my $1 million. Let me show you. Right here. Hope you're well. Thanks for your excellent payment track record. You're now eligible for an additional round of business funding up to 1.5 million. So I know this is a loan. I'm not going to I don't need it. I don't want the loan. But this is evidence of manifesting $1 million. So it's available to me. Like universe says, you need it? Here, it's available right here. Boom. $1 million done. So that's freaking awesome. So that's cool. That was at 111. I just saw that as 111. So yeah, I have $1.5 million available to me in a business loan if I would like to take it. What an amazing celebration that is, that you have a crazy, awesome, successful business that you are available for $1.5 million of a business loan. So that is super, super, super cool. So in my mind, I have manifested my $1 million. And I know like some people have this really big, like crazy, attachment with debt, and like they see debt. Like, do you have to understand, like rich people use debt as leverage. Like I heard, and I don't know if this is entirely true, but I heard like Jeff Bezos only operates with loans. So he like never has to pay anything back because he just gets a loan to pay off the loan, and then he gets another loan to pay off the loan, and the banks are happy with it because they all earn interest. Like I'm not fully understanding that, but when you're poor, debt is bad, but when you're rich, debt is good because they don't see it as debt, they see it as leverage. Their ability to be able to access this amount of money. So like my business, my energy on the planet is available now to access $1.5 million in business funding if I want it. So that is super cool. And it is evidence more again of what's possible for me to get for me to get an email. And this is what I was saying last night, like all the signs, everything around you is a sign, is evidence of what is going on. Like this is the way God speaks to you. This is the way Mother Earth speaks to you, is through the things that you see, through the things that you visualize, through the words that you hear, through the lyrics of a song, through the what you're hearing on TV. Like it's all like around you, available to you, so that you can hear messages from anyone. Like stop limiting in God. Like God speaks through everything. He speaks through the people that are talking to you. Like it's always available that you can receive insight. Everything that you hear is all a message. God created everything. So everything is a message to you about what is going on, and you can use it as a way to guide your life. So yesterday I saw the sign. We went to Burger King, and it was a $1 million Whopper. I'm like, $1 million right there. Boom. And the whole Whopper story, back when I was a child, my parents didn't have a ton of money, and I would buy us Whoppers because they were 99 cents and it would feed the whole family. And this is Melanie Ann Layer's way of saying that this is God, like showing you that you are the bank account for your family, and that he's going to allow lots of money to flow through you to support your family. And I think that is freaking amazing. So the fact that it was Burger King and it said $1 million, and then I wake up to an email that says you are eligible for $1.5 million in business funding, that's awesome. And again, debt is when you're in a poverty mindset, when you're poor, debt is bad. But when you're rich and wealthy, debt is good because it's leverage. And so switching your mindset on that. So yeah, in my mind, I've manifested my $1 million. It's right here, which is stinking awesome. And maybe we dig into it. I don't know. But I mean, I am also wanting to like just receive $1 million without a loan. But to me, this just puts me more on track of where, like, it's just more evidence. It's just more evidence of what's available, more evidence of what's possible. Even when I get like spam things that'll be like, you just received this amount of money, I'm like, I celebrate As if, because again, everything we see and hear around us, I believe, is from God giving us messages and insight to, what it is. I mean, seriously, song lyrics. It'll be the wildest thing. Like I'll be thinking about something, walking around in a mall or whatever, and they've got background music, and then I tune in and I hear the lyric, exactly what it is that I needed to hear, exactly on point to what I'm thinking about. There was one time I was taking a road trip. I was leaving my mom's house, heading downstate, and like these trips up and down Michigan have been some of the most transformative trips that I have taken. It's one of the places I've driven the most. Detroit to my mom's house in Alpena. It's this 4.5 5 hour trip. And my grandpa's death was one of the biggest things in my life. And we always went up north because he loved to go up north. He went hunting up north. He owned land up north. That's where he was born. That's where he's from. And so it's like kind of going to like my roots, like where my where my family really got established, where my great grandma was. And so every time I'm taking a trip up and down, it's very transformative for me. And I remember one trip that it was like my grandpa not verbally talking to me, but the thoughts that I received within my mind and the images that I held within my mind and the words that I was hearing in the song. It was like the entire trip he was talking to me and sharing me this beautiful story and revelation about how I am going to be taking care of the family and doing God's work on earth, as Melanie says it, taking care of the family. And it was amazing to me. Like every single song that played was just, it was adding to the beauty of what was happening in my mind, the thoughts that I was receiving and the words that I was hearing. It was the most magical thing. And it's something I experienced all by like, it's hard to explain how you can have these amazing transformative situations when you're all by yourself, just listening to music, driving. Like you don't realize like the power that's available within you and what you can do in these moments alone. It was quite magical. So anyway, December to remember, manifesting $1 million, and it's turned into just coming on live, like going live every day, getting on video every single day. And it's so cool too, because like, yes, I am very successful as the insurance exam queen, teaching people about the insurance exam, pulling off a first time pass. We have that in the bag, but I am desiring to speak to a broader audience, not just people taking the insurance exam, but anybody who desires to have a life that they love, to remove the programming, the conditioning that says their life should suck, that they need to work a long, horrible job for, very little pay, or just like always sacrificing yourself and never enjoying yourself and not having what you desire. I want to get rid of that stuff. I want to eliminate that stuff. And I want to be able to speak light and speak power into people, that they can own their time, they can own their talents, they can own their genius, and they can go after what it is they want to go after, whether that's building a business, having a YouTube channel, whatever that means for them. I want to speak to those people, and I want to empower those people to be able to make choices and decisions that allow them to live a life that they love, to be able to run businesses, whatever it is that the little heart desires, whatever it is your heart desires to do. I want to encourage people to do those things rather than living with the belief system that you have to work an awful job for the rest of your life until you die, barely making money, barely scraping by. I don't want that lifestyle for anybody. And so I share my story, I share my journey, I share everything that I share as a way of helping people, see that there is another opportunity. There are things available to you. There's knowledge, there is wisdom, there's all kinds of stuff available to you, that you can live a completely different lifestyle than suck and misery. You can live a life of joy. You can have your desires. I'm sitting here on my 101 acre property, whereas like there was a time where like my grandpa had, he had acreage and we lost all of it. All of it was lost. In a money battle, whatever, like the details don't matter. And it was like so sad. And it was like so awful. Like that our whole family, everything we owned was in that land. That was the one tie to like any sort of inheritance we could have. And it was all gone. And to see that I'm now on my own 101 acres, like I'm restoring the stuff that our family owned. I'm restoring that. And it just feels so wonderful and so amazing that I can have that. And it butts up to US land, which gives us access to another 800 acres that's just completely available to us to go around and have fun on. And it's super, super awesome and amazing that I can do these things. And I want to be able to share with other people that they can do amazing and awesome things too, that we don't have to live this sucky life of jobs that we hate and doing things we don't enjoy and barely making enough money. Like I want to eliminate that for people. And so I desire to speak to a broader audience, not just people passing the exam, but anybody who desires to have a wonderful and amazing life. And this December to Remember, what I initially thought this December to Remember was going to be was more posting and more like keeping track of the monies and like showing you how much money we're receiving and showing you different. It was more geared towards the money. And I was even going to make graphics. Like the initial thought of what I had ended up being way different than what actually happened, because I didn't have the time to sit and do all those things. Like I'm busy, living my life with my baby, and I was like sitting at the computer to create all this stuff. I was like, it's not happening. So it ended up just me going live every single day. And as I'm doing this, I'm getting more clear. I'm getting more precise about what it is I want to speak about and who it is that I'm talking to and what my purpose is. And I'm just getting this practice out here. Like one of the videos I talked about a few weeks ago is you have to begin as a beginner to be great. You don't just get to jump out of the gate being great. You have to begin as a beginner. And even within the insurance exam queen business, I began as a beginner. I had very successful results from the beginning, yes, but I got better and better and better as I kept going. And so one of the things that I heard the other day from Emma, who's like my energetic doppelganger, but she was talking about this guy, and I totally forget his name, but she was talking about this guy who said, my number is 180. And what he was referring to was he's been going on YouTube and he's done video after video, and it was his 180th video that went viral and that changed everything for him. And so how many of us are willing to do 180 videos to get to the one that goes viral, the one that gets spread out, the one that changes everything? And it's like people will give up after the first video, the second video, the third video, 10 videos. Oh, I'm just, nobody's watching. It doesn't matter. I need to quit doing it. This guy went to 180. And there's some people who need, 1,000 videos before that one lands, or look at that story of the Demore woman who used the word demore in her video. And then like suddenly overnight, she went from like this broke cashier to like flying on first class jet, wearing her own merchandise from one video. But it's not the first video she did. She did many videos before that video hit and took off, everything can change in an instant. But if we like have this expectation of we need to know what instant it is, if we need to force the instant, if we need to push the instant, if we need the evidence that the instant is going to happen, we're not available for the magic. Magic comes, and there's another thing I was listening to. So like, again, TV and movies definitely give me insight and give me wisdom, and it's God speaking to me, not in a schizophrenic way, although I think schizophrenia is people, they just have too much trauma and they can't receive the messages properly. But anyway, it's there. I'm watching Geek Girl, where it's like this girl is like a total geek, and then she gets recruited to be a model, and it completely changes her life. And I'm only on like episode 2 or something like that. Like she's just agreeing to become a model. And she was talking to her friend. She's like, magic comes when you're not expecting it. Magic comes in the moment where you're not like, where's the magic? Where's the magic? Where's the magic? It comes in the moment where you're just living your life, where you're enjoying what's going on. And then boom, here's the magic. So things can be instantaneous, but again, that guy had to do 180 some videos before it went viral, before it took off. Most of us quit because we're not willing to begin as beginners to be great. We want to be able to see, like, if I start a YouTube channel, I need evidence that it's immediately going to be successful. And if I don't have evidence that it's immediately successful, I'm going to drop it and leave it alone and go back to my shitty job and just work for a paycheck all my life because I did 5 videos and nobody subscribed and nobody watched them. And so clearly I'm not supposed to be doing this. But it's not the 5 videos. It's going to be the 180th. It's going to be the 300th. It's going to be the 400th. But you have to keep going. You have to fine tune your message. You have to fine tune what it is that you're saying. Every time I get on here and I go live, I am practicing. I'm preparing. I'm getting better and better and better. I mean, there will be a day where like all of my videos are watched by a ton of people, And it's like, but that's not going to happen on day one. That's not going to happen on day two. I get that. And I'm willing to put in the time, the work, and the effort to continually fine tune my message, to continually fine tune how I speak and what I say and how the metaphors land. Like, we all got to start somewhere, and we don't just start, but we have to continually build, continually grow, continually improve, continually evolve, and allow the magic to come in. Like, if you're focused on your craft and what it is that you're doing, you shouldn't be waiting for a result. Like, I think this is part of the school system and how it messed us up, because the school system wants to reward you right away for good work, right? Like, you write an essay, you get an A+, we reward you, we pin it on the wall, we send a letter home that you got an A+. Like, we're taught that we need this like constant, high level of validation in order for us to, feel good and feel successful. So you put out one video, nobody grades it. And so it's like, well, I didn't get an A, and nobody shared it, and nobody pinned it on the wall, and nobody made me feel special for the fact that I made my YouTube video. And it's like, but it's tied to the school system, where it's like, we need to feel special. We need to feel validated. We need to be given a trophy for all the things that we do the very first time we do them, if they're, if they're successful or not. Like, we've got to get rid of that belief system. We got to get rid of that conditioning, and we've got to begin as beginners to be great. And we have to just keep fine tuning our craft, keep getting better and better. I've seen some like people who are viral for like making, jewelry and stuff. And I remember her sharing a video. She's like, these are my first creations. Like, and you compare what she was first doing to what she's doing now, and it's like a whole world apart. But how would she have ever gotten to where she is now if she didn't start where she was? If she didn't continually work on it, continually improved her craft and get better and better and better and better. Like, we get better over time if we're putting in the work and we're putting in the practice, and we're learning and we're watching. Like, I watch my stuff. I listen to myself speak so that I can be like, oh, you said that really well. This could have been improved. Like, I listen to my stuff all the time so that I can, continually improve my craft, continually improve how I share my message. I listen to other people like Melanie Ann Layer so that I, like, she's a very amazing speaker. She's, the way in which she tells stories is absolutely incredible. And so I love listening to her all the time. So I'm learning from her. I'm receiving message and wisdom from her. And I'm just continually fine tuning my craft and getting better and better and better. And too many of us want to give up too quickly because we don't get our A+, we don't get a trophy, we don't get a congratulations right away. And it's like, that's not what you're doing it for. You're not doing it for immediate success. You're not doing it for immediate validation. You're doing it so that you can create a passion and a purpose that will sustain you for the rest of your life. You have to hold the context bigger than being successful right at this moment. You're building a business that will last you a lifetime. You're building whatever it is that you're building. Like, it's not meant to just be immediate, like a one-hit wonder and then, disappear. You want something sustainable. You want something that's going to last. You want something that's going to have a mark and an impact. And, expecting it to immediately blow up or immediately be successful in order to give you the evidence to keep going, it's not going to work. The people who make it, the people who really get out there, are the people who constantly work at their craft and are doing it. Like, Lizzo talked about this, because like some people think Lizzo was like an overnight success because they didn't hear about her and suddenly they hear about her. And there was times where she was like living in her car, where she had to make the decision, am I going to continue doing music where I see no success? This is what I want to do. I want to keep making music. And in fact, the song that blew up for her, it was DNA. I took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that bitch. Like that, she made that song 2 years before it actually blew up. 2 years, something like that. She made it well before it actually took off. And if she had made that song, put it out there, nobody listened to it, it didn't land, and she was like, never mind, I'll pull it off. Nobody wants this. Like she could have taken that route, right? And given up, but she decided to keep going at what it is that she wanted to do. And she lived out of her car and she did all kinds of crazy stuff. And she just kept going after her craft and her passion and continually putting it out there. And I don't think people are willing enough to go through the trenches enough. Like, we've got to be able to go through the trenches. We got to be able to grow, expand, develop ourselves. We have to be, and David loves to preach about this. He's like, you have to fail to learn. You have to fail. You have to fail. In fact, fail fast. That is some of the most successful people say fail fast, because the faster you fail, the faster you learn, the faster you can get to what it is that you're looking for. Failure is part of success. It is a piece of the recipe. To be successful, you must fail, because fail is what allows you to learn. Fail is what allows you to stretch your emotional capacity. Failure is what gives you feedback. And so many people see failure as the end. I failed, it's the end. I need to be done. Instead of I failed, now I get to learn, now I get to grow, now I get to expand, now I get to pivot, now I get to do whatever it is and go from there. Failure is feedback, but too many people see failure as the dead end of the road and they need to quit and turn back and woe is me, I never should have tried. That's what most people look that's how most people perceive their failures. You need to see your failures as feedback. See your failures as an opportunity to learn, to grow and expand and do better and fine tune and develop, and failure sometimes is also an indicator that you could be doing it much easier than you think you're doing it. Like, for example, when I started the Insurance Exam Queen business, I was teaching classes and people would pay me money to attend the classes, and then I'd have a recording of that class. And then people were like, can we please buy a copy of the recording? We couldn't attend the class. Yes, I will sell you a copy of the recording. And then like, can you please put all the recordings in order of how we should watch them, make an actual course? And I was like, yes, I can make a course. So then I was like dead set that I had to make these clean, brand new videos in a course. And it was like, and my mind was like, it has to be like this. It has to be perfect. It has to be, these beautiful videos of just me talking. And every single time I tried to record videos, something was broken. Something wasn't working. One day it's the camera wasn't working. The next day the service wasn't working. The next day it was my pen quit working, like my electronic pen. Like every day something else would pop up that would prevent me from being able to make the videos. Or life would happen where it's like, okay, I'm going to sit down today and do the videos, but then something happened and I needed to leave the house. It was becoming increasingly more and more difficult and it would be more and more frustrating every time I sit down to make these videos. And then and I finally listened. There's three. At this point, I had three people yelling at me. David, my graphics designer Mindy, and my coach Christine were all like, "You have videos already. Stop trying to make new videos." So then I was like, "Fine." I surrendered. I gave up. I got a note card and I wrote every class that I had taught, every recording that I basically had available. And I wrote them all out on note cards, and I immediately saw a pattern and I packaged them together. We have an 8-hour bundle, a 15-hour bundle, a 30-hour bundle, and we put those up available for sale. I didn't make a course. I didn't have clean videos, and I am still making money on those videos today. That is how we make $100,000 a month, is selling videos of me teaching, and people buy those in a bundle, in a course together. I never made clean new videos. I never did all the things that I thought I would have to do to grow my business. So sometimes failure is letting you know there's a much easier way than where you're going about it. So instead of looking at failure as the end of the road, you need to look at failure as, what is this teaching me? What other opportunities are available? What am I not seeing? And use it as an opportunity to go in and to dig and to find and to learn and to grow and to develop, instead of looking at failure as the end of the road. This is it, not going to be for me, not going to be successful. I should have never tried to begin with. If that is the attitude you're at, like, stop. Let me shake you and wake you up. Like, get out of that cycle. Be willing to put in the work. Be willing to put in the sweat. Be willing to do what it is. Be willing to put out 180 videos before one of them goes viral, before anybody starts really watching. You've got to go. You've got to do it. Like, there are some YouTube channels that I just looked at one. I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this? Is just this person who comes on and just kind of talks about their life. There's no thumbnails. Like, I don't know, there's anything going on, but they've got subscribers and they're making money on YouTube. It's like if you just put yourself out there, just keep going at it. Just do it. Just do it. Get your freaking Nikes on and just do it. And when you fail, say, thank God I failed. Now I get to learn. Now I get to expand my mind of what's possible. Now I get to do amazing stuff. Like, it's all available. So anyway, I manifested. So if you're here, I did manifest my $1 million this month. I manifested $1.5 million in business funding. So it says it right there. 1.5 million in business funding. Can you see it? Can you see it? So this for me, yes, it is tied to a loan, but rich people don't look at loans as debt. They look at it as leverage. I would like to receive $1 million not attached to a loan. So I'm still holding the space for that. But this is evidence for me that, $1 million is in my world. It's circulating around me. It's in my world. It's available to me. So I think that's super cool. And we'll continue December to remember. I'm pretty sure I'm even going to go live on Christmas. Like, again, I didn't initially, I thought December to remember would be something different. And this is what it came to be. And it's me going live every single day. And Melanie Ann Layer actually I think she did a year of going live every single day. She no longer does that. Now she goes live every once in a while. And like people are like super stoked to log in. She's got like 300, 400, 500, 700 people watching her live at one time. But she started doing it all by herself every day, whether people were watching or not. And so Zoo. Oh, by the way, I got a gift from Melanie Ann Layer. I'm going to open it in another video. Oh, you want to come make an appearance? Hi, come here. Oh, hi, say hi. Say hi. Your Auntie Mary's watching too. Say hi. You say hi? Say hi. I know it's you you're looking at. Can you say hi?
Grab him.
Come here, Zoo. Zoo's got to quit barking.
No, he's not going to, but he'll either live in the kennel or...
Yep. So you say, what does the cat say? What does Kitty say? What does Kitty say? Off. Okay, there's a word you can use. Off. Thank you. Off. I want you to talk. Can you do some talking? Oh, you want milk. She's like, I want some milkies. All right. Well, I love you all. I'm going to let you go. Failure is feedback. Manifested my $1 million, December to remember. I'll continue to go live this month because I do want to make $1 million another way as well. So I love you all. Have an amazing day. Bye.